Okay, stalling. Why do we stall? What is stalling? So basically, all it is a loss of power. Now, I want to talk about stalling just when we're moving off. Moving off from something like here, or a set of traffic lights, or junction, roundabout, etc. Nothing else, just moving off. So, when we talk about moving off and stalling, I'm going to kind of break it down into like the most simplistic, easy way to understand it. Not mechanically speaking, just an easy way to understand it as much as possible. So let's go through what it means by stalling and a loss of power, engine-wise. If we turn the engine on, as soon as we turn the engine on, we can see that right here that our rev counter starts to go higher. Okay, this is the engine speed, how fast the engine turns, and it's measured in per 1,000 revs per minute. So it turns 1,000 revs per minute at one. At the moment, it's idling. Okay, it's resting at about 700 RPMs. And at idle, it's got enough power to keep itself running and a little bit of power to give to the wheels if needed. The more power we need, the more we rev the engine by use of the accelerator, such like so. We want to build the power up, we press down on the accelerator. And that is what we might need if we're moving off on a hill or moving off faster, okay? But at this moment in time, what we're going to talk about is just at idle, with no extra power whatsoever. So, if I put my clutch in, and I put it into first, as I bring the clutch up, we can see that as we get to biting point, the point at which the engine and the gearbox start to come together, the power will drop slightly. So that's happening there is that as I bring my clutch up, the clutch engaging is transferring power from the engine to the gearbox and therefore the wheels. So again, earlier, like I said, at idle, the engine's got enough power to keep itself going and give a little bit to the gearbox and therefore the wheels. If I was to bring my clutch up here and I brought my clutch up too much, like so, then we'll stall. The clutch was transferring too much power from the engine to the gearbox. And at that point, basically, the car couldn't move forward. It couldn't actually do the transfer of power because I got my handbrake on. The handbrake is preventing the wheels from moving, the gearbox moving any further forward. If I put the clutch back in, okay, start the car up again. That's basically what the clutch does. Not only does it transmit power from the engine to the gearbox, it allows the engine to run at one speed and the gearbox to run at a completely different speed or nothing at all. So if I want to bring my clutch up and just use the clutch, such like clutch control, if you were doing a maneuver or something, I can bring my clutch up and move the car forward without stalling, just by keeping the clutch at biting point. If I brought it up any higher, again, I'd stall. So, I bring my clutch up to biting point here, have a good look around me, pop an indicator on just in case the other vehicle's moving off, and I just release my handbrake. At that point, I will start moving forward. And I have to let the car move forward and build up a little bit of speed before I bring my clutch up fully. I can then apply some gas, like so. I can do that in reverse. Bring my clutch up to biting point. And just allow the car to roll backwards, really nice and slow. Clutch back in, gently brake, come to a stop. So you don't need extra gas in order to move off slowly. What you do need to do is just keep the clutch at biting point or you'd stall. Again, I'll show you that without the handbrake on this time. Just bringing the clutch up to biting point. Okay, and if I brought my clutch up too quickly without any added power, okay, that's without the handbrake on. So can I move off forward without using the handbrake? Yeah, I can. And it's the same thing, right? If I was to, again, foot brake on this time, in first gear, clutch up to biting point, good look around me, keep the biting point exactly where it is. If I don't, then we'll stall. But if I just release my foot brake, it'll move, just like so again. It just won't move off very fast. And I have to get it up to about 3 or 4 miles per hour before I can bring my foot fully off the biting point. Again, like so. Let it build up to about 3 miles an hour. At that speed, it will just be able to just bring my foot off the clutch completely. And accelerate a little bit away. I can do that without having any brake on at all as well, if I'm on a nice level ground. At this point, I'm on a slight incline, so if I was to take my foot off the brake, okay, and took the handbrake off here, then I might start rolling. I can kind of balance moving off and keeping still at the same time. We're just making sure that the clutch is just about or just below biting point. If I bring it up just enough, it kind of like might hold me there, all right? If I bring it up too much, again, it'll move forward. But I can just move the car forward a little bit, right, without having any, you know, setting any brakes or anything like that. And you could use this type of technique if you was just slowly moving in traffic. But again, if I don't let the car move forward a little bit before I bring my foot off the clutch, off biting point, then I will stall. So how do we move off faster? How do we move off on a hill where you've got more force that's going to pull you backwards, basically? If we want to move off faster, we have to have more gas. If we want to bring the clutch up quicker, in order to really, really shoot us forward, we have to have more gas. Such like this. I'm going to put quite a bit of gas on. Okay, I'm going to really rev the engine, okay, past 2, okay, get to about 3, and see how quickly I brought the clutch up there. But in order to do that, I have to have more gas. Again, I can do it really, really quickly at this point, and even without the handbrake on again, okay. At that point, I brought my clutch up so quick that I actually wheel span it. You see this every single time at a junction or whatever. Foot brake on, bring my clutch up to biting point, let the car move forward as it edge forward nice and slowly. Brought it up any faster, we'd move off quicker, or would even stall if I brought it up too much. If I need an extra power, like so, I rev the engine more. What you don't want to do is show loss of power. Show a loss of control. So if I bring my clutch up too fast with too much gas on, I will shoot forward. And sometimes a lot of people, they won't put a lot of gas on because they're frightened of that happening. What you want to be able to do, and what you'll be able to show, especially on a test, is that you can balance both. You can have quite a lot of gas set, but only bring the clutch up a little bit. So we can have quite a bit of gas set, especially if we're on a hill or something like that. We can have quite a lot of gas set. But I'm just showing you there that if I only bring the clutch up a little bit, even though I've got a lot of gas, so I don't shoot off, I just bring the clutch up a little tiny bit. And there. We're still moving forward. We've got quite a bit of gas, but the clutch is what's allowing the transfer of power from the engine to the gearbox. So, I said, we want this sweet spot. We want to be able to have quite a little bit of gas. So normally when we're moving off, we get it to about 1,500 revs to 2-ish. And a lot of people will struggle with this because they'll start going like, oh, press it down, and they'll go too fast, so they'll release it and then they'll press it down again. Okay, when you're practicing this, and it does take a lot of practice, so don't be worried if you do start stalling. You need to practice and practice and practice. So we get the clutch to about 1.5. Okay, just a little bit, little tiny increments on the pressure on the accelerator. Just build it up a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. Just get your foot used to how much pressure the car needs. So we get to about 1.5, and it's suddenly shot up a little bit there. Ease off a little bit, get it back up again. So at that point now, clutch up to bite, and it'll drop slightly because I've engaged the engine and the gearbox together. Okay, it drops to about 1, bring it back up a little bit again, a bit more power. Okay, and at this point you bring the clutch up a little tiny bit more as you press down on the gas more. And we have that seesaw effect, this balancing of power and using that power. You might hear people say that you've got the gas will go down as I bring the clutch up, but you've got to get those two to a certain point before you start doing that. It has to be that your gas comes down and then you bring your clutch up to biting point, and then you can bring both up. If you only press a little bit of gas down, you can only bring the clutch up a little tiny bit. If you want to bring that gas up, that clutch up quite a lot, gas goes straight down, like so. So it is like a set of weighing scales, what you might have heard before. But like I say, gas comes down, clutch up comes up to meet it. Always think gas first. You might have heard from like family members or friends, when you might be asking them whether or not what you do to move the car forward, and a lot of them will say, because I've heard this from people before, the parents or the friends will say, well, I bring the clutch up and then I press the gas down. And again, people forget what they do. They just do things automatically once they've got that muscle memory. You always want to think more gas, slow clutch. I always think gas first. If you think gas first, then you won't stall it, or it'll be more and more difficult for you to stall it. A lot of people will hold off on having a lot of gas going as well. They don't want to damage the engine, or they don't want to burn the clutch off. If you have only keeping the clutch at biting point for a short amount of time as you press down on that gas, it won't burn the clutch off. Not a great deal anyway. It might have a little bit, maybe, or a little bit of clutch slippage, but won't really do much damage. It only does much damage if you keep your clutch held there at biting point or slightly above it as you're pressing down on the gas. Obviously, you'll know that at that point because you won't be moving forward anymore. The thing is that if you don't have that gas going and when you bring the clutch up you stall it, I would much rather my students have more gas going and have the risk of wearing out that clutch a little bit more, a little bit quicker. I mean, we're only talking, you know, little tiny minuscule amounts. I would much rather that happen than the other choice. And the other choice is that you let that car stall and then stall and stall, and you're not having the gas and you're not having the power, and it's just stalling. And the more you stall that car, the more you're running the risk of having the catastrophic engine failure. What I mean by that is that and I've had this happen to me, and I've heard other people have it happen to them, is that the stalling causes the timing chain to skip a couple of teeth, and what happens there is that the timing chain, I don't know too much about the timing belt because it never happened on, you know, in a belt, but it has happened on the timing chain. If it skips, then, you know, bits will go, you know, if you're not fluent with how the engine works, okay, your pistons come up at one point, your valves open up at one point, you know, it all keeps in time. Bits go up, you know, when things go down and such. If your timing chain skips, then when one thing might be going up and the other thing goes down, or so and so, or one thing goes down as the other thing comes up, and the two hit, then you're gonna bend something inside the engine, and you're gonna turn the car on, and it's just gonna go. Not a pleasant sound to be hearing. So I'd much rather have people have more gas going, reduce the risk of stalling, reduce the risk of worrying about it, reduce the risk of being sat in the middle of a junction or stalling into the middle of the roundabout, just by putting that extra bit of gas on. Just like so. Okay, so I hope that helps. Any questions, comments, please do so. Please leave a comment or a question. Please like, subscribe, everything like that. It really helps me out, and I shall see you again in the next one. Don't forget, more gas, slow clutch.